Well, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Sunday. It's Sunday evening. It's a little cool down here in Jacksonville. Yes. Oh, I needed to go see if the Jaguars won. The Jags had won. Anybody know if the Jags won? Mm-hmm. Let me go do a quick check of the Jags score. Anybody else watching football? Oh yeah, 41-7. Tennessee never got another score. 34 points. I think my husband said that's how many points they were supposed to have.
What was the score?
41-7.
Add the 7.
34 points was between the two.
How much was total?
Total 48.
I said 46.5.
Yeah.
That's the spread.
Wow. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. See ya.
You came dipping in here all fast. Yep. Well, there's that. There is that. Who else watching football? Hey, Lisa. Hey, Ward. How y'all doing? Anybody else watching some football? I think the Dallas Cowboys was playing against. Oh, who were they playing against? I was watching them play somebody. But I was really more so watching the Jags than I was watching Dallas. I think it was Dallas with the star. That's the Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. Lord of mercy. Good old football. A lot happening in that NFL these days. Lots happening in that NFL. Uh-huh. Hey there. Let me see who else is saying hey in here in this chat. Val is saying hey. Hey there. Eisterfool, hey there. Good evening. Thank you. Got my hair did yesterday. Got my hair did. Greetings. Adasan Wad like. That's a long name. Adasan, maybe. Adasan Wad like. Wadike. That's a lot of things. And AB. I've got some new names showing up. Hey, y'all. Welcome. It's Sunday evening, and we're going to look at what the new year has to offer in the market, see what we can do in the market for this new year. Some of us traded right on through the rally, if you wanted to call it. It was a rally, and then the rally rallied, and then it and then it didn't rally. All right. I'm going to go on and look real quick at what last week was. And then we'll hey Mr. Court, then we'll go and then we'll pull on back and see what happened after that. Okay, let's go on. I'm gonna look at last week. So this is a weekly chart. This is a weekly chart on SPX, right? So that means every candle is a week's worth of data. This is Christmas week right here. This green one is the week of Christmas. Popped up. We had a good green rally week during Christmas, right? Low of 68.55 up to a high of 69.45. Like this is 90 points in this week right here, right? Then it hit something. What did it hit? Right? 69.50. I don't know what it hit. It hit something and said, nope, we good. And there went the rally. No more rally over here. So then we got a little gap here. This gap basically is what was left unfilled. Price gap down after that. So this past week, price gap down to 69.03. It opened the week at 6903 area, right in this area, and it basically went down. There was a little bit of a pop. It popped up back as high as 6921, could not sustain, and it went down for the rest of the week, down as low as 6824. That's as low as it went for the week. Let me put a little weekly low on here. Okay, this is what the weekly low was. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Some writing here. Weekly low. That's what happened here. And then we had a little line up here for the weekly high. Right? Weekly high. Y'all see I cleared off all those lines on my chart? Yes, I did. I did. Weekly low, weekly high. This would be the weekly open. This is the kind of stuff I put on my chart every week anyway. This was the weekly open, and this is the weekly close. Where did the week close? It closed right here. That's the weekly close. Okay, that's what happened last week. Basically ran up into the 69.40 something, 69.45 or so, and then pulled back all last week. Nice red week last week. If you're a stratter, this is definitely a 2-2 reversal. 2-2 reversal here. Entry on the week would have been the passing of the bottom of that previous week candle with the thought that it's going to go on down, and it could continue to go down. We wait and see. Now, this extra stuff we just got this morning with the issues with the Venezuela could maybe give us a little more downwards movement. We definitely wait to see, because all these things are tied in together, right? This is the weekly charts. So Christmas rally, green week, post-Christmas rally, red week, right? We could look at the daily to see what did it actually do on a day-to-day basis last week or this week, this past week, however you want to talk about it. This was Monday. Sorry, this was Monday. This little green doji was Monday. Tuesday, fell down some more, had a gap down open. It went up a little bit, filled its own gap, but then closed lower. Same thing happened on Wednesday. New Year's Eve, SPX was cleaning up because there was a gap that was left back here. There was a gap that had been left from December 19th. This gap was back here, had been left from December the 19th. SPX was like, nope, I'm not going into the new year with unfinished business. So it went on and cleaned up some of it. It didn't clean up all the unfinished business before the New Year's hit, before the ball dropped. But then the next day, January 2nd, which was Friday, right after we took our day off for New Year's, everybody ate their black eyed peas and their collard greens. The next day, she said, let me go on back and get, go back like I left something. And so gapped up open, make everybody thought we was New Year's running up. It gapped up on Friday, dropped and dropped and dropped, closed the rest of the gap that had been left from December 19th, and then recovered and closed a bit higher. Still closed as a red day at 68.58, but it closed the gap that was left from December 19th. SPX does like to clean up a little bit, but there is a gap still back here. There is a gap still back here from December the 18th to the 19th. That gap is still yet unfilled. It didn't go get all the gaps, but just like it went to get that one, it can sure enough go get another one. Okay, can go get another one, and then we can mark. These are all daily. This is all dailies. All of this is still gaps that need to be filled. SPX has some unfinished business. Now this gap up here, the one down to 68.34, that one has been filled, so we can take it off of our chart. But these here are still unfilled, so they still need to be filled. Okay, hey Julie, Michael said, I knew buying the dip on UEC could hit support. There's lots to do with uranium. Has 698 with no debt. Okay. I love how you come into the chat on my videos and talk about stuff that don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But you always, I guess you always feel very comfortable coming in to share the things you want to share on here. So welcome. I always want you to feel welcome. As long as you don't talk crazy, you're free to come on in here. All right. So, there's that. All right. That's what SPX did last week. Of course, you know, SPY and Triple Q looked very similar. We can go look at IWM. It probably looked a little different. IWM moves a little bit different than those guys do. Not a whole lot, though. It moves a lot. I'm going to remove these drawings. It moves very similar, but not, small cap doesn't do the same stuff. But this is a daily chart. The gaps have been filled back here. This gap from December 19th, just like SPX had one, it got filled on actually the 29th. That gap got filled then, but we still had a down week, a red week in IWM. Okay, let me see. See if I see any other gaps that have yet to be, yep, there's one there that have yet to be filled. There's a little bitty one there that still has some in there. Nope, that one's filled. Ooh, through. Okay, yep. Alrighty, that's what IWM looks like. There we are. Okay, let's move on with what we see coming up this comingly. Yeah, that probably is. Feliz Domingo. New Year, yes, it probably about Tanya, because it's like it comes out of nowhere with stuff that don't have nothing to do with the chat, nothing to do with the conversation. Okay, let's look. All eyes on December jobs numbers in the first full trading week of 2026. Happy New Year! Investors will see if markets can post positive returns for the Santa Claus rally, with December's jobs report set for release. Because the Santa Claus rally is over. It rallied for about a week, and that was all the rallying that it did. All right. December jobs numbers get back on track during first full week trading in 2026. What to watch? Okay. When we look at the data that is coming up in the week, we've got ISM manufacturing PMI is on Monday morning at 10. So we got 10 o'clock data on Monday. Keep that in mind for those of you who trade your opening range breakout. Especially if you do the 15 minutes, you probably want to wait till the 30 to make sure you wait for this data to come out. On Tuesday, we've got some 8 o'clock, a little bit of 8 o'clock. FOMC member Barkin is going to speak. 9:45 PMI again, 4:30 API weekly statistical bulletin. Wednesday, non-farm employment change is going to be at 8:15, so before the market opens. 10 o'clock, we've got data again. So Wednesday morning, we also want to wait till your 30-minute opening range to make sure that the data doesn't shake you out. 10:30 crude oil inventories, 110 FOMC member Barkin will speak. Okay. Hey there, GB. And Thursday morning, we've got some job stuff, unemployment claims at 8:30, preliminary non-farm productivity, unit costs, quarter over quarter trades balance, final wholesale inventories. That's all on Thursday. Friday morning, September data for housing permits and housing starts. Building permits is all going to be here on Friday morning. 8:30 average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate, all at 8:30. So Friday morning, we got stuff coming before the market opens. At 10 o'clock, University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, and then FOMC member Barkin will speak. That's all happening this week. Got a few red folders. Looks like one red folder every day except Tuesday. We've got a red folder every day except Tuesday. Tuesday is the only non-red folder day, and I'm sure we'll have somebody who decide they're going to come to the mic and tell us something that's going to move the market. I'm just sure of it. Yes, I'm is. Yes, I'm is. We do have a few pieces of earnings this week. Nobody on Monday. On Tuesday, Angio Dynamics, AAR, Penguin Solutions. Tuesday. Wednesdays, Apogee, MSC, Albertsons, And UniFirst is all Wednesday morning before open. Applied Blockchain is Wednesday after close. Constellation Brands, AZZ, Jeffries, PriceSmart, Richardson Electronics, Saratoga, KURA, Franklin Covey, and RGP is Wednesday after close. Thursday, TD Synex, Acuity Brands, CMC, Neogen, Helen of Troy, RPM Lindsay, Simply Good, and NTIC. Thursday after close, Tilray, WD-40, Simulations Plus, AEHR, and Greenbrier. That's all the earnings that are coming up for this week. Okay. All that's coming up this week. Okay. I didn't keep the CNBC stuff up. I won't even go try to find it. I won't. Okay. Let me add this to the stage. Now, I put out a video, not a trade. I put out a video yesterday, and the video I put out yesterday was a trade of the day. And my plan, I have a plan. I always start off with grand plans. I keep them up most times, but sometimes not. My plan is to each day do a little short video called Trade of the Day, because I place at least one trade a day. So it seems like when I was doing like the recap of the week, that seemed to get itself too big for me to do at the end of the week. But a Trade of the Day video, I think I can do that. So I put one out yesterday, covered the trades I took on Friday. I will have you know that copy trading is doing phenomenal. Okay. Copy trading. We've been copy trading now officially since the 12th of December, which I think that's 2 weeks, fully 2 weeks. I started on 12/9. So I'm going to say it's been 3 weeks, because starting on 12/9, I started trading. That's when I started keeping track and counting it all. And in the time from 12/9 to yesterday, well, Friday, my copy trading account has grown by $435. So I started with $3,000. Yes, started with $3,000 and grew it by $435 so far. All right. So that means a little bit more than 10%, maybe about 11 or 12%. Yeah. So if we did what, 435 divided by 3,000? Nope, not delete. That's 14%. Yeah. I'm actually a Pisces, but yes, that is the Pisces in me. It grew by about 14% so far. Looks like the account, if you go to the website, if you go to e2t.peakbot.com, you can see the win rate. You can see all the data that you want to see in copy trading. You can see that it's like, it's like a 71% win rate for the strategy at this point. What was the first Friday? I trade SPX. My birthday's on February 28th. Trading SPX every day. Okay, so we trade SPX every day. The copy trading account has grown from $3,000 to 34. Actually, it's like 36 something, but I think I started it with a little more than 3,000. So it wasn't like 3,000 exact. But at this point, based on the things I've done, I'm at 3668 is my account balance. And I've got, according to the trades I've taken, it's like 34. Nope, I'm the 28th of February. So I'm at like, I got like $435, taking away the fees and all. It's around that, right? No, 435 is what I have accurately from the trades I've taken, and I'm keeping track of the account balance. So I've gone from a little over 3,000 to 3668. And I do know that the 3668 is accurate because I've just recorded that yesterday, and it was a little over 3,000 when I started, right? So, but that's where copy trading is right now. So it's definitely growing for those who are, maybe we're thinking about whether or not you were going to join copy trading, you watch a little bit. Let me watch a minute. I started 12/9. That's a good point. Okay, there we are. I started on 12/9. I started trading on 12/9, and then we started like officially overall. We started that Monday because I wanted to like make sure that was like a beta test on 12/9. So we started beta testing 12/9, which was that Monday or Tuesday. I think one of those days was like an FOMC day, so we didn't trade at all. And then, well, I didn't trade at all. And then when I say we, I'm the one who's trading. Everybody else copies me. So I have to keep saying I because I'm trading my money. And then, so it was 12/9 is when I started. I got a spreadsheet of all the trades I've taken and what were the profits or losses, because some days there's been losses on some of those days. But in the course of the 3 weeks that we've been doing this, the account has grown. My account has grown by $400 and something, $435, according to the trades that I've taken in that course of time. Okay. So, like I said, for those who are interested, you can definitely go check at, what is it? HTTPS, yeah, peakbot.com/educator to trader. And what many people have done who started, they of course have started inviting other people to join copy trading, or they've increased their units. So units is if I trade one contract, if you have one unit, then you trade one contract. And if you have 2 units, then if I trade one contract, then your account trades 2. It basically doubles whatever I do. So I trade 2 contracts, your account would trade 4. It'll double whatever I do. Some people have 1 unit, 2 units, 5 units, 10 units. There are people who are doing 10 units. So if I take 1 contract, they're taking 10 contracts, which of course is great when you're winning, not so great when there's a loss, but that goes with it, right? And I have people who are taking 20 units, which means when I place 1 trade, they're placing 20. All right. So that's what's going on with copy trading. So we're still running it. I'm still keeping track. Every day, place at least 1 trade. We generating profits of at least $50 a day. Passively for the people who are copying, not passively for me because I'm having to do the trading. But the people who are just riding along are just collecting their $50-ish a day. Some days it's 40, some days it's 70. It depends on the trade. It depends on what the market gives me. And that's what we do. So yeah, I mean, copy trading isn't replacing my membership. My membership is not replacing copy trading. We're doing them both together, right? Okay. Let me see what was next on my list, because I wanted to talk about too that the membership is, I'm going to run through the full strategy that I'm using every single day in SPX. I'm running through that full strategy at 6 o'clock. So I'm not hanging out here with y'all today. Okay. I did a little bit of training when I was doing gaps and stuff on those charts, but we're basically going to be 6 o'clock. We're running it. I'm running full strategy, top to bottom, entries, exits, indicators, everything we use. How do we manage our risk? What are we doing for stop losses? All that stuff is getting talked about tonight. Yeah, I'm talking about all that tonight. So this is my results for the month of December. I wanted to share that with you. My SPX and IWM results. This is the things that we trade inside the membership. So here we are with that. This was what my results look like for the month. $4,987 for the month of December trading SPX and IWM. And I've got people who have done similar. I've got people who've done less in the membership. We already know that anytime you're using a strategy, there can be, you can be doing the exact same thing, entering the exact same trades at the exact same time, and things will have different results, right? So one of the great things about the membership is we are there together. I do provide alerts. You can follow right along with the alerts, but I'm also teaching. So people are able to learn, they're learning, and they're placing their own trades as well. And sometimes those trades go well, better than mine, because there's days that I come out with a loss, and I got people in my membership who come out with thousands. And I'm like, well, shoot, you took the money I lost. And there's days that I come out as a winner and some people in the membership don't. So it ebbs and flows. All right. But the whole point of the membership is that you're learning. You're learning and you're earning while you're learning, because I'm giving alerts while we're along the way, right? I'm doing both things along the way. And some people are doing copy trading and they're also in the membership. A lot of people, it's not some, it's a lot of people who are doing both. So whether they're trading or not, they're getting full benefit of the things that I'm doing in the membership, in the copy trading, and they're learning how to do the things inside their own, and with their own money. They're doing both. They're doing both. Okay. So come on. If you want to do a free 7-day trial, you can. I've got that there available to you. If you want to join us, you can come and join. You can join us and get a free 7-day trial and hang out with us and see how does the membership actually operate? How does it function? How do we flow inside of there? It's a great community that we've co-curated. And I'm not just saying that because it's mine. I'm saying it because it's true. All right, there is that. Talking about the membership on that screen. Okay, let's go back to the stage and talk about these charts real quick so I can land the plane. All righty, I think I hit already. Do I want to do the weeklies? I do. Let me see. Oh, nope, I didn't want a. Is that a hammer? Why is there a dotted line there? I don't want that dotted line there because it makes it harder to see where there we go. What is that? The strat. Why does the strat put that dotted line there? Okay. I want you to be able to see the candle by itself. Kind of hammer-ish. Kind of hammerish. The hammer would be better if it was closer to the top. This is the weekly candle. So this is how IWM we're looking at now. This is how IWM finished the week, right? This is definitely a nice sell zone coming back down, but it came down to the 9-period moving average. So it does have some room here, and it is at a pivot. So it could very well bounce and go on back up some more. That's where it ended on the weekly candle. Okay. We're looking at the daily. Came down to the 50-period moving average, bounced off of that. This is a hammer on the daily. That's why you see the pull and then move back up. So it could continue on back up from there if you're looking at IWM. If we wanted to put a line on here, we can show this as support, 246, going back on up to, there's a pivot at 249. All right, that's IWM. Maybe a little more upward movement, seeing that it bounced off of 246.16. As far as some resistance up here, it's got some stuff happening right in here, but the good resistance is probably 252 resistance. And you've got this pivot here at 249. So it's probably going to slow down in the 249 area. Okay, let's go look at SPY. SPY, this gap was filled on Friday. This is the daily chart also. You've got this gap fill. There's a pivot here at 681. Same thing happened. It hit this support at 681, recovered off of that, even though it went a little further here, recovered off of that. This is not really a full hammer, but you see that there's a long wick at the bottom. So it didn't stay down here. It definitely bounced off of here and moved on back up. The moving averages are kind of flat here and moving back into, it's got a gap up here to fill from 689 to 690, so it may go on back up there. The next resistance really is at 689. SPY closed at 683.17, so it's got a little bit of movement, in my opinion, to go on back up and get some of that. Triple Q looks very similar to SPY, except for this Friday candle. It was a lot bigger. It's kind of this is a 3 candle for Friday. So we need to see, You need to see based on the strat, because I'm a stratter. It's an outside candle. You need to see what the next candle is going to be. Is it going to go outside to the bottom? Is it going to go outside to the top side to see which direction it wants to go next? This outside candle is like a mother bar or an engulfing candle to the previous day's candle. So really, for me, it will be a wait and see which direction we're going. As far as time frame continuity goes, it's bearish. But we got to see it filled a part of this gap. Looks like there's a gap here, filled a part of it, but not all of it. So there's room still to get some more of this gap here. You see there's a little bit of gap left to fill here, but not real clear on the direction as far as the weekly goes. This is a 2-2 reversal, which is why you got this going. But if it's going to go back the other way, it's got to hit something. Got to hit something to go back the other way. And there's some support. Looks like the weekly high from a previous week is at 607. Currently, triple Q is at 613. If we look at SPX, SPX is looking overall bullish, but it's kind of, I said, it hit this. This is a weekly chart. So we had a pullback off of this resistance at the top at 69.29. And it definitely was a sell zone. But if we go back to the daily chart, this is some support right in here, just almost like the other ones look like. All them indices, they all kind of look the same. Hit the 20 period moving average, bounced off of there. There's a pivot down at 68. I think it's at 837. Nice little wick here, bounced up a bit, but it's got to get some. This is a 2 down. Something's got to happen next to see where we're going. There's resistance here at 69.03, so it's not gonna. If and when it goes back up there, it's got to get through 69.03. Okay. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? All righty. I think I've covered all of that. Talked about the things that are coming up for next week. I've hit those as well. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. And I talked about, I don't think I went to this screen. I didn't talk much about Venezuela because, yeah. Rubio explains how U.S. might run Venezuela after Maduro's ouster. Maduro overthrow in an oil-rich Venezuela unlikely to shake energy markets in the near term. I don't know about that. Trump's removal of Maduro prompts questions from Congress. Trump admin pressed on a pardon for ex-Honduras president after Venezuela Maduro is snatched. Large part of Maduro's security team was killed in the U.S. action. I'm not touching that. I'm leaving it. Just know that if nothing else, you need to nothing is ever what it looks like on the surface. Don't take surface news and run with that. There's always some stuff that's happening behind the scenes, okay? Don't ever take surface news and be like, oh, that must be what? No. There's always something more. And generally, it comes down to the money. Y'all watch enough TV to know that it comes down to the money, all right? All righty. So the plan is to be on here tomorrow morning. I do have going somewhere first thing in the morning. We got early morning prayer at church because it's prayer and fasting time at church. And my church does it like a 6 to 7 o'clock prayer time. And I plan on being there. I do have something I have to do right after that, though. But my plan is to be back home and in my chair by 8:30 so that I can do YouTube at 8:30. But that's the plan. But I'm going to do 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, and then I'm going to run the errand I have to run after that. And the plan is to be here by 8:30 back in my chair. Okay. Yeah. If you're in my membership and all, or if you signed up to come on and do your 7 days of your free pass, I will see you at 6 o'clock. We're going to run it. And we're going to, plan to give me a little bit of time because we got a lot to cover. Okay. I'm finna go and get me a snack. So I'm going to be ready for this lesson because I'm excited about transferring all the knowledge of the entire strategy And I hope you'll join me. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all some people do on YouTube. All right. Tell your friends, copy trading, get yourself signed up. If you're coming over there, let's go on and get what you're going to get in 2026. Okay. Because there is no time for wasting around here. And there's no time for wasting and procrastinating. Okay. No time for waiting and procrastinating. 8:45 is fine with you. Okay. Well, we'll see what time we can get here, Janae. All righty, everybody. Well, you know what? Let's stay green and let's get this money. All right. I'll see y'all in the morning. Bye, everybody.